Nick Extra. February VIBs. Very important birthdays. Hola Shakira. Feliz cumpleaños on February 2nd. Ashton Kutcher celebrates his birthday on February 7th. Trick candles. The fabulous Emma Roberts turns 1 year older on February 10th. And on February 11th, Jennifer Aniston and Kelly Rowland make their birthday wishes. Wonder if they're friends. We'll be right back. Here are more very important birthdays. Happy birthday to Abe Lincoln on February 12th and to Michael Jordan on February 17th. Score! And now back to the show. Nick Extra.
Helpful hints for humans. In the event of untimely flatulence, here are hints to help you pass gas with class. Try the dispersal technique. Find excuse to cross room. With each step, silently release gas in controlled quantities. Or play the blame game. Immediately after emission, accusingly shout name of nearest classmate.
Chester!
Or create a temporary distraction.
Wow, pretty!
More helpful hints when we come back. Here's another helpful hint for cutting the cheese in class. Insert dryer sheets in your pants before school. Fart and smell the flowers.
Lilacs.
And now back to the show.
Nick Extra.
Helpful hints for humans. In the event of a surprise visit from your Aunt Smoochie, here are hints to help you miss that dreaded hello kiss. Wear a prosthetic nose. Secure firmly. Allow schnoz to keep your aunt at bay. Or eat garlic. Wear garlic. Bathe in garlic. Or use little brother as human shield. More helpful hints when we come back. Here's another helpful hint for dodging the mustache matron. Sudden dance attack.
Ooh, yeah. Shake it. Ooh.
And now back to the show.
Nick Extra.
Helpful hints for humans. If the one you can't resist has no clue that you exist, here are some hints that will make your crush blush. Shave crush's name into uncle's back. Display prominently.
Hey, how you doing?
Or bake a large cake. Jump out of it. Or flatter her style by dressing just like her.
Nice caprice.
More helpful hints when we come back. Here's another hint to earn the one you yearn. Form a barbershop quartet. Serenade.
Please notice me.
Wow, the acoustics sound great in here.
And now back to the show.
Nick Extra.
Helpful hints for humans. In the event you're sharing the hall with a Neanderthal, here are hints to help you say, "See you later, intimidator." Volunteer bully for deep space expedition. Commence countdown. Or tape yourself to bully's back. Tap shoulder repeatedly. Or bring pet gorilla to school. Let nature take its course. More helpful hints when we come back. Here's another hint to help you elude the school's mean dude. Marry his mom. Become his dad. Ground him forever. And now back to the show.
Nick Extra.
Helpful hints for humans. If the last day of school seems too far away, here are some hints to start summer today. Wear bathing suit over clothing. Apply sunblock. Or host a luau in the science lab. Use teacher for limbo contest. Or turn the principal's car into a parade float. Strike up the band. More helpful hints when we come back. Here's another hint to help your last days of class go by fast. Turn your playground into an amusement park. Charge admission.
One, please. That'll be $82.50.
Now back to the show.
Here's another helpful hint for dealing with snot on the palm. Try shaking hands with the teacher.
Good day, sir. And now, back to the show. Nick Extra. Inside the Nicktoons studio.
Hi, my name is Mike DiMartino, and I'm co-creator of Avatar. And I'm going to show you how to draw Aang. To draw Aang's head, I start with a circle. I'm going to add the cheek and a rough outline of the ear. Then about halfway through the face, I draw a line for the eyes. And I draw his neck and his shoulders, and sketch in his clothes. Then I switch to a darker pencil for the details. Darken it in and add the outline of the eye shape. And then we add Aang's pupils in his eyes and little highlights and his nose. Next area we'll work on is the mouth. And here we add the teeth. We show how they wrap around into the head. Add the ear detail. And we're gonna add his eyebrows. And then the last thing is the arrow on his head. And there's Aang.
Inside the Nicktoons studio.
Hi, my name is Carlos Ramos, creator of the X's, and I'm going to show you how to draw a glow face. So what we're going to start with today is a lump here, then a circle added to it, little ear, little triangle here for his nose, and then next we're going to have this huge curve here because Glowface has a huge mouth. You can make his teeth as gnarled and gross as you want. He's got this really big, dark, spooky mouth here. Next thing we're gonna have is his eyebrows, big, sharp, straight. And he's got beady little eyes. Big circle, adding the electricity. You guys can really go nuts with this electricity. We have a big V here, and next we have his gloves. Glowface has these really pointy hands with big shoulder pads. His torso is very tall, but Glowface's legs are really short. The last thing we have to add is this M here for his handkerchief, because Glowface likes to look classy. And there he is. That's Glowface.
We'll be right back. Now back to the show. We'll be right back. Now back to the show. We'll be right back. We'll be right back. Now back to the show. Nick Extra. We'll be right back. Nick Extra.
Gary's Gourmet.
We'll be right back. Now back to the show. Nick Extra. Pickled plankton.
Okay, I'm ready for my Krabby Patty.
We'll be right back.
Excuse me, I can't reach my silverware.
Now back to the show.
To download your copy of Aang, go to nick.com/avatar. We'll be right back. Now back to the show.
We'll be right back. Now back to the show. We'll be right back. Now back to the show. Nick Extra. We'll be right back. Now back to the show. Nick Extra. El Papier Tigre.
Let it dry overnight.
We'll be right back.
Miranda, I'm your #1 fan. iCarly rules.
We'll be right back. Now back to the show.
Nick Extra. We'll be right back. Now back to the show. We'll be right back. Now back to the show. We'll be right back. Now back to the show.
Looks fancy. Oh, those lines so sleek. Hey, look at that! I shall give birth to art!
We'll be right back. Now back to the show. show. Nick Extra.
Fanimation. Okay, so I went to a birthday party, and my crush in school was there, and I was finally going to tell him how I felt about him after 2 years. Right when I was about to tell him that I liked him, he told me he liked my best friend, Stephanie. She knew I liked him, but she still hung out with him anyway. I wanted to cry, but I didn't because I was at a birthday party. But no matter what, I'm always going to love my crush, Marco.
We'll be right back. Nick Extra.
Marco, I hope you see this.
Now back to the show.
A closer look from the Nick message boards. In the Fairly Odd Parents episode where Timmy has 2 sleepovers in one night.
And if you're not there, you're not my friend anymore.
Cosmo meets a few local critters.
An ant! I'm gonna call you Caro! A bee! Oh, I'm gonna call you Cindy! A kitty! I'm gonna call you Jimmy!
Do those names sound familiar? As Nausicaa13 on the Nick message boards points out, Cosmo is naming these guys after Jimmy Neutron and the gang.
Cool!
This is Carl the ant, Cindy the bee, and Jimmy the kitty. Seems like Cosmo's missing his friends from Retroville.
I'll miss Cindy forever!
Don't worry, Cosmo. She misses you too. Send your closer looks to the Nick message boards.
Now back to Nick Extra. We'll be now back to the show. Nick Extra.
Nick. Nick. Oh, Nick.
We'll be right back.
Nick. Captain Nick.
Now back to the show. Now back to the show.
Hi, everybody.
We'll be right back.
The Amazing Stuntman.
I'm okay.
Now back to the show. Nick. The Amazing Stuntman. We'll be right back. Nick. The Amazing Stuntman.
3, 2, 1.
We'll be right back. Nick.
Now back to the show.
That burrito went right through me. I must now file a report with the great white round one.
We'll be right back. Now back to the show.
We all know what Otis looks like today, but what did he look like back when he was a calf? Find out after the break. It's Otis today, and here he is in his calf days. The farmer used to call him Lil Squirty, and his favorite food was chocolate-covered cud. Now back to the show.
What would happen if we morphed together, Miranda Cosgrove and Tuesday X? Find out after the break. So what do these two look like morphed together? Just like this. Now back to the show. What would happen if we morphed together Jimmy's dad and Timmy's dad? Find out after the break. So what do these two look like morphed together? Just like this. Now back to the show.
What would happen if we morphed Mr. Krabs and Plankton? Find out after the break. What would Mr. Krabs and Plankton look like morphed together? We call them plabs. Now back to the show.
Nick Extra inside the Nicktoons studio.
Hey, I'm Butch Hartman, the creator of the Fairly Odd Parents, and I'm going to teach you how to draw Cosmo. You want to start off with letter C. Draw his hair on this side. Draw his ear, a little number 6 right there inside. Real big on his hair, because he keeps it nice and clean. 2 big circles for his eyes, because he's real expressive. Draw his eyes, a bunch of circles, draw the little pupils in there. And then do his eyebrows, which are just basically 2 rectangles. And then draw his nose. Here's his mouth, because he's always talking. Takes up most of his face. Open his mouth up, give him some teeth so he can eat. Add his tongue, and then draw his body, which is just a little triangle with feet on it. Pants. He's got a tie, because he dresses for work. Put his arms on there. He wears long sleeves. And then his fingers, only 4. Draw his wings. And the most important part about being a fairy godparent is his magic wand and his crown. And that is how you draw Cosmo.
We'll be right back. Now back to the show. Nick Extra.
Ça va là.
We'll be right back. And now, back to the show. We'll be right back. Now back to the show.
They float in the sea, the smallest creatures in marine biology. They're low on the food chain, they drift in a bunch. Whales eat them for breakfast and have seconds for lunch. That's plankton, real life plankton. Crabs are crustaceans with bad reputations for pinching at your feet and your toes. The shells on their backs protect their cephalothorax. Their antenna is also their nose. That's crabs. Real life crabs, real life plankton, and real life crabs. They don't work in restaurants or research labs. So when you're watching SpongeBob and these two come along, remember all you learned from this fact-filled fish song. Plankton and crabs, plankton and crabs.